this battle. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear Gaming Monitor.
I never want to make compromises when I play. I need every FPS I can take to perform at my peak. For myself, for my team, as well as for my viewers. Streaming always used to present me with a choice, either FPS or stream quality. I no longer have to make that decision thanks to AMD's 3rd generation Ryzen processors. Now my viewers get to see my gameplay smoothly. Ever since joining the team in 2018, AMD's partnership with Fnatic has given us the latest computer tech to help our performance. 3rd generation Ryzen is now the pinnacle of multi-threaded processor performance, and it's a big step up from everything else I've used before. AMD have listened to our feedback to make sure they make the best products possible so that we can simultaneously play as well as stream at the best setting. That's why I use AMD's 3rd generation Ryzen processors.
Hey guys, and welcome to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 2, powered by AMD, and our media partner is AFK Gaming. It is day 2 of the quarterfinals. We are still in the upper brackets, and this will be the first half. Kicking it off, it will be Velocity Gaming versus Team TAMILAS. My name is Apollonia. I'll be your host and caster today. And joining me, you know him, it's CA, caster and analyst. How are you feeling about the matchup today, CA?
I am so excited, just as I know every single person in chat is, because these two teams are absolute juggernauts in their own right and in the game. So it's going to be a really nice time seeing them both just duke it out against each other.
Oh, indeed. Let's move on into the map screen and look at what we have in store between both these teams. Now, there's so much to talk about because they have such a rich history participating in this Challenger series. So, first map will be Haven. That was Velocity Gaming's pick. Map 2 will be Bind. And map 3 is Split. So, going into map 1, Haven, this is Velocity Gaming. They are a very well-rounded team. They are the defending champions of the Challenger Series 1, and they are looked to continue being right at the top, defending their title. What do you think? How do you think Velocity Gaming is going to approach this game, CA?
I think the best part about Velocity, as compared to any other top team, is that you don't see that sort of disrespect in the way they play. They take every single game they play extremely seriously, and you can see that in this series too with their first map choice, that being Haven. Now Haven, we know, one of Velocity's strongest map points. What I'm really curious to see is exactly this. So something I noticed in the previous time Team TAMILAS played Haven was that they took over what I now call the Velocity composition for themselves and played it the exact same way. So you see that exactly happening here. Both teams with the exact same composition. Now that's going to be really interesting because Team TAMILAS, they sort of figured out their own way to play it. So it's going to be curious to see what they're going to be able to do against the OG people who own this.
Indeed, this is the furthest Team TAMILAS has ever gone in a Challenger Series tournament, and it's great to see because the last time around they were eliminated from, I think, roughly around the round of 32. But to make it up to the quarterfinals, this is huge for Team TAMILAS. Going up against such a powerhouse of a team, the defending champions, is going to be a tough fit for the Team TAMILAS. But let's see how they will do faring on the side of defense as Rafa finds the first kill. Phoenix to Phoenix on Armateros 2, but Antidote is there to clean it up, and that's going to be a double for Antidote, taking out Stoner and Velocity Gaming. They make their way onto the A side. Spike is in transition, carried by Vibor, and the slow rotations from Team TAMILAS. Zoid just anticipating a little bit of a backstab here and takes down Excali. Now this is a start that I did not expect. I'll be really honest, I thought Velocity Gaming was just going to come in and, you know, just take out all of Team TAMILAS. I didn't think it would be much of a fight, but we can see that this is a team that's very ready. Flex finds Antidote, trying to dash to safety. Zoid right away, that's a double, but Flex is there to clutch it out, and he will be able to pull off the defuse. Team TAMILAS, they grabbed the first round, the pistol round, for themselves, CA.
Absolutely huge by Team TAMILAS, and this is what I'm talking about. I think this team is a slightly underrated because people sort of forget how impactful Tag and Zoid have been coming into this team. Zoid, he's an absolute maniac. I love the player, and I'm just excited to see because, as you mentioned before, they got eliminated in the round of 32 in Series 1. That was by our second place team in what ended up being the Series 1 finalists. This, the first place team from Series 1, we have to see what Team TAMILAS is able to put up. Already on Velocity's home map, they are fighting back using Velocity's own composition. Team TAMILAS looking damn good.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, the point that you brought up where Velocity Gaming and Team TAMILAS, both of them have a very similar team composition, and we're kind of eyeing Team TAMILAS. You know, we're wondering, hey, did they actually learn from the best? I mean, you know, if that is going to be a strategy, that's fine. You can take something that is already out there and look for ways to improve it. But Velocity Gaming, knowing them as a team, they're constantly going to be
This is
one
gonna
step
be fun.
ahead of many of these teams participating, and it's just a case if Team TAMILAS will be able to match up in just pure skill, teamwork, communication, and all of the components that make a really strong team. Now, this second round, it's going to be an eco round here for Velocity Gaming. But there it is, Rafa Stoner. They both find kills. It is a buy for them. And that's
Oh my
going to be a
God.
triple for Rafa. Just 2 men needed. All it is, Team TAMILAS, they defend the A site pretty perfectly, I would say. But that is going to be 2 rounds for Team TAMILAS. Now, the real test, CA, will be round 3. And that is the full buy. What do you think?
I definitely agree, but at the same time, I was fully prepared to go into the middle of the round and be like, this is what we expect from Velocity. This is the team that can pull out the thrifty round. But no, it's going to be a flawless round for Team TAMILAS. And more than anything, I don't think this affects Velocity exactly, but the confidence it has to give Team TAMILAS right now to be stepping up against the best. If they're able to clutch out this third round, I think we'd be looking at a completely different game state than we anticipated. Now, Flex with the op will not land the first shot as they look for a multi-man push down A, B, and C. Vibor just hanging around in the middle, waiting for his teammates to take control of the site before he commits. They have C control, and Flex has rotated over with this op, so it's going to be up to Zoid where he can hold this.
Indeed, Velocity Gaming taking it slow. This time they are spreading out, and Excali manages to sneak in and picks up the kill on Zoid. Now Team TAMILAS with the man disadvantage. Now Velocity Gaming, they're coming in hot and heavy.
Spike planted.
They're definitely going to want to take this round and keep it for themselves. You know, ultimately, the first 2 rounds usually in a match, they are more, you know, I would say it's more of like an easier fighting chance no matter the skill matchup. But when it comes to the full buys, where you can buy all the superior guns, it's all down to the minute plays. This is where it really matters, and that's going to be Antidote finding the second and third kill onto Tag and Stoner, and Rafa does get a frag on Armatera soon, but he's taken out by right to Ace, and Team TAMILAS last man standing is Flex with the operator, and this was a huge investment from Team TAMILAS. It will be good if Flex did go for the save here, CA.
Yeah, definitely. I think Flex is going to opt for the save, especially considering that the rest of his team didn't opt to invest. I believe the rest of his team were on Bulldogs and Spectres. So while Velocity is going to be really happy with this round, Team TAMILAS, they just need to slow down, understand that the reason Velocity is the best is not because of their dominance, not that they don't dominate, but it's because of the way they adapt in game. And every single round you take against Velocity makes it just the harder to take the next round against them. So you just have to slow yourself down and understand that Velocity is like catching up to you, and catching up really fast gonna outpace you and try to take the next round. Now you see full buys for both the teams, just Stoner with the light shields. This round is especially important because if TAMILAS lose this, they go in a severe economic disadvantage.
Indeed, yeah, the fact that you pointed out, you know, the decision making when it comes to buying the weapons, yeah, Flex did purchase an operator, and majority of his team still had the guns from the previous round, so it's best, you know, if everyone's fully decked out, you know, and ready to rumble in a round. But Flex did manage to go for that save, and 2-1 Velocity Gaming, looking to even the scoreboard, but they're taking it slow once again. And the thing about Velocity in attack, they look for pickoffs. They look for that advantage before they are very sure that they can go for that push. Now Tag is just going to remove himself from Garage as the recon bolt has detected him. Shot down to pretty low health, almost half. Okay, Excali just placing the dark covers. Paranoia coming in with Vibor and Antidote. find the kill onto Stoner. Antidote chimes in, takes down Flex. And there's going to be 3 members left on the side of Team TAMILAS. The rotation coming in to see the Phoenix and Omen taking the time. And Vibor takes down Tag. And that's going to be Rafa on site, running back, keeps it safe. And Amaterasu pulls Zoid into the death realm as Rafa is the last man standing. Velocity Gaming showing pure dominance and why they were the champions of the last series here. And that's Rafa actually going to take down Antidote, but right to Ace there for the return kill. 2-2, Velocity Gaming. They want to take the lead in this map number 1 as quick as they can, CA.
What I'm talking about, Velocity, they just take like things that happen in the game into stride and then constantly just update themselves. They're like this super intelligent AI that perfectly understands the other team before it even understands themselves. Having said that, I think Flex made a small mistake in that round when he was trying to use the updraft to get onto a block near the A site entry from his own side, and he was not able to do that. I think if he was able to get onto the block with the operator, he would have had an amazing angle into the entry by Velocity. Not being able to do that ends up getting taken down, does end up costing them. And now the eco round for Team TAMILAS, looking to play really aggressive, something I can definitely appreciate, looking to get as many kills as possible.
Now we're moving into the 5th round, and that's going to be Antidote fragging out of his mind, pretty much leading his team for success, and Vibor chimes in as well. But Flex does hold that Sheriff, gets a kill. 4v3, half a buy, eco maybe for Team TAMILAS, and right to AIDS. Picks up the kill on Rafa. That's going to be the second kill for Antidote onto Stoner. Last man standing is Flex. Gets the spray off, takes down Amaterasu, and I don't feel that he will go for the save, but if you take your eyes over to the minimap, you can see that Velocity Gaming, they are leaving the spike, and that is going to be a very angry duo, X-Cali and Right to Ace looking for the kill, and that's going to be Right to Ace sealing the deal, chaining him down. 3 rounds for Velocity Gaming as they have that 1 round lead.
See, I can imagine the comms in Velocity as they just start to get amped up, and they're just like, bro, how dare these guys take us 2 maps down in our own home map? This is not something they stand for, and you can see that in the way they play. Like the constant switch up of strategies. For last round, they went for the C push after like just sort of sussing out mid, using the drone to spot out Tag in the garage. Now they go for the hard A push, just keeping Team TAMILAS guessing, not giving them a chance to breathe. Having said that, last round was the eco round. Now you see full buys for both teams. Once again, the operator from Flex looking to play really aggressive with the operator. Will get spotted out by the spike cam, takes it down and backs off. But Velocity once again looking to push down A, but this time with 2 members lurking at C to deny rotations.
Indeed, and Right to Ace, a very consistent player. Got the last frag, the last round. And he has had some amazing plays in the highlights. Just overall, very comfortable on Sova. Now Amaterasu has the running back to keep him safe, but Flex finds the first kill. That's going to be a 1-for-1 as Antidote chimes in, plays a part. Stoner does pick up a kill of his own. 4v3, Velocity Gaming will find themselves a man down this time. And Stoner just about picked up that kill on Amaterasu. And he's just going to stay safe as Curveball does blind him. But Antidote here, looking for that kill on Flex up in heaven. Vibor's going to drop that Neural Theft, has the enemies exposed. Now Team TAMILAS, they're going to be in a vulnerable spot because Velocity Gaming just got that information from the trusty Cypher ultimate. Now how's this going to play out? Antidote picks up Zoid, and Team TAMILAS find themselves even now. Vibor makes it an advantage for Velocity Gaming. There it is, Cypher to Cypher. Vibor takes out the last man, and that's going to be Stoner. But Antidote there did pick up a triple kill. And Antidote as a duelist, for the side of Velocity Gaming, he is a tough one to beat. He's just so good at picking up all these frags, being the first one into enemy territory. It's just absolutely amazing to watch. Just consistently putting his team in a very good place in this competition.
Definitely. I mean, I think for me, before the match started, the players to watch were Antidote and Zoid for either team. Zoid because he's this new member in Team TAMILAS who's really showed up. And Antidote, you could basically say the same because he's definitely not the Antidote we saw a lot of Series 1. Basically a brand new Antidote off the Sage duty onto the Jet, looking so aggressive and so on point with his abilities. He's been an absolute beauty to watch in Velocity. Like, just when you thought Velocity couldn't get better, he's made them better. So just absolutely amazing. And Velocity now, even though they went down last round, they're able to pull it back now with 2 kills in this eco for Team TAMILAS, just dominating.
Oh, Flex! That was a good aim duel there, taking down Excali, but with only a tick of health left. Now, this is an eco round for Team Tamilas, but Rafa could have gotten that kill, but kind of missed, you know, the first two opportunities there. Antidote chiming in, 3 kills, and Flex is going to take down Vibor, but it's a 3v1 situation, and Amaterasu wraps that up. Yeah, eco round for Team Tamilas, but I'm excited to see how they're going to try and come back in and take a round for themselves. Now, Haven is a map which we always talk about, how it's a very versatile map. It has a lot of opportunity when mind games come into play because of the 3 different sites. The bamboozling you can do, you can completely deceive the opponent. And the way that Velocity Gaming is attacking in these rounds, they're very spread out. And because they have just such strong mechanics and aim, like it's so on point, they get the pickoffs, they realize which side would be free of lesser defenders, and they just go straight for it, CA.
Definitely, I think the reason Haven is so hard for most teams to play is because of the amount of like macro you have to put in while being on point with your micro, and that's why I think Velocity loves the map as well, because it just gives them enough room all over the map to flex their power, and you see them doing just that, like spreading out completely but still getting the opening kills, like Scally using the dark cover to push into the garage and get that kill onto Flex, who was waiting on C. Now Scally in garage, just waiting for people to walk in, and this gives so much information to his team because now the people on the C can't really rotate to B without letting Excali know, and that enables the rest of Velocity to just walk into BC.
And Stoner there does pick up a kill, but that's going to be 2 more from the side of Velocity Gaming. And it seems like Team Tamila is having a hard time to match up. They got 2 rounds for themselves, but the moment Velocity Gaming completely got the weapons that they needed, we see Team Tamilas just having a tough time, almost suffering at the mercy of Velocity Gaming. But that's going to be 3 kills for Excali this time, and Zoid last man standing. 1v4, going to be a tough situation, and you can see Excali is trailing behind, looking for that backstab, and Zoid just has to be a little bit careful if he wants to go for the save. Backing out, and he's going to spot Excali, picks up the kill on him, and this round will go over to Velocity Gaming, but that's going to be a 2nd kill for Zoid onto Amaterasu as he takes refuge up there in heaven.
Takes him down though, and Velocity just looking so hungry right now. Like Team Tamilas, they seem to have sort of like angered the beast, and Velocity, they're leaving no slack unturned. This is what I was talking about earlier before the match too. Like Velocity, it's not like you see sometimes teams like Global or Noble, they just sort of turn off once they know that they have the match versus their opponent. Velocity is not like that. Even if they're winning like 6-0, 7-0, they will go hard for that 13-0. They want that fully dominant show. They want people to know that they are the best team in India, and we're seeing that just now. What Team Tamilas they really need to do right now is, I think, just try to switch things up a little bit, play a bit more aggressive perhaps, and surprise Velocity, because I think that's the only way they're going to pull something back.
Indeed, Antidote here looking for the infiltrate, but Tag is there to watch the back of his fallen comrade, but right to Ace comes in as well. You have someone to back you up, so does Velocity Gaming, and now it's a 3v2 as Team Tamilas loses 3 members, and that's going to be really crucial now. The retake is definitely going to be amped up in the level of difficulty. Now Flex here, moving through Garage, manages to find Excali, but that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, leaving Zoid once again all on his own to fend for himself. And right to Ace with the backstab, picks up Zoid, and that's going to be 7 rounds for Velocity Gaming, 5 rounds in the lead. Now, one thing we know about both these teams is that they have an extremely strong mental capacity when it comes to, you know, keeping your head in the game, just going for the win, not giving up, and just basically keeping your morale up. Now, TT, we have seen them pull off some amazing games in this Challenger series, coming back from what looks like nothing into something. And to ask for Team Tamilas to do that same comeback here against Velocity Gaming will be, you know, that's going to be a hard ask of Team Tamilas. But I would like to see if they do still have their head in the game, if they are going to maintain that kind of mental strength and show us that, yeah, we're still going to take some rounds away from Velocity Gaming. We've been training for this and we're very much prepared.
Yeah, definitely. I think Team Tamila is rightfully known as the comeback kings, but now they're facing up against the actual kings of India, so it's definitely going to be a hard task. But They have come back, they can come back, but Velocity, they keep switching it up. Like sometimes they play really slow, sometimes they just go for the hard push down C-Long, using the Omen abilities perfectly, getting that man advantage for themselves. Antidote playing so aggressively, by the way, just enabling his team to get the spike planted, set up for like post-plant positions. Amitarasu with another kill will make it 4v2, and Flex with the Blade Storm not getting a single knife off will mean that Excali just gets his third of the round, 8-2 to Velocity. And it's as you said, right? I think Team Tamilas, they're just caught a bit unaware now, because you see multiple positions where the person from Velocity is right behind Team Tamilas and they're not expecting it. They have to start expecting Velocity to be absolutely perfect and then try to answer them on the basis of that.
Indeed, Velocity Gaming, you know, when they have the numbers advantage, they always send one player to go for the backstab or to try to attack their opponents from a different angle. And I think that is a very important point in competitive play with a team that most teams don't have. They don't have that down. They haven't practiced that. They don't have that as a form of strategy. But Velocity Gaming, with just their sheer amount of knowledge and experience in FPS games, they're able to pull things off. They're able to push their advantage. Now Excali here looking for the infiltrate, finds the kill onto Flex, but Stoner's there ready to chime in. But it's an equal round for Team Tamilas. 1-for-1 trade there. Good start. It could be a 50 round, but Team Tamilas, they will have to pull off an impeccable performance here, CA.
It's definitely an extremely large task to get a 50 round against Team Velocity, because they know exactly how to play when like they end up getting traded out like that. They just play it cool, they play it slow. They know that they have enough time on the clock to try to go to other sites, and I think this is why Haven favors them so much, because as you said, like the potential for like that roam into backstab, the potential for the rotation on depending on where you started at and what kills you managed to get or what trades you managed to get, it just makes them such a scary team and such an unpredictable
30
team.
seconds left.
Only on the basis of the way the map works, so that's like a beautiful sort of synergy between the team and the map. Now Zoid though, he's solo holding down A site, and he only has the Sheriff. He's gonna have to do one tap after one tap to be able to pull off some sort of miracle. 3v4 right now in the favor of Velocity as Team Tamilas look for a comeback.
Indeed, Antidote picking up the kill onto Stoner, and 2 members left on the side of Team Tamilas. Grab some guns, and it would be good to go for that save, just to help the next round. The next one will be the last round before the swap. So hopefully, you know, they can get one round for themselves. But Antidote's just too quick, finds the last 2 kills onto Tag and Zoid. But Velocity Gaming, you know, infiltrating that way, and how well-rounded they are, getting the spike plant. It's a treat to watch in itself. Excali, they've only dropped 1 map last series, and right now in this Challenger Series 2, they haven't dropped a single map. So to be the team to be able to do that, you have got to be very, very prepared. And Team Tamilas, I think they might fall short a little bit here in terms of a skill mismatch. But hey, you know, anything is possible. I'm always going to keep it hopeful for both sides. If Team Tamilas can come back, go for that comeback. If Velocity Gaming can try to continue showing a very dominant performance, I'm all up for it as well. But here is Tag. He will be watching Garage. Might sense a few around in the area, but Vibor there finds the kill on Zoid. Tag here being met by Antidote and falls, unfortunately, to the Jet. Flex just changes his position. Curveball did impair his sight. And Velocity Gaming, they're taking their time to choose which side they will want to go on. I mean, they've taken down 2 members, but they're just playing it. They're playing it safe and not going for that rush.
Yeah, they're letting it just sort of fester in Team Tamilas' head. Let them become a bit impatient, just as you see Flex being impatient. You really should not be walking into a position like that with the operator. You need to hold down an angle and be patient. And this is what Velocity excels at, those mind games. Clearly understanding what the opponent will end up doing, what the opponent is expecting, and what the opponent is thinking. And they're able to just sort of hold themselves down like that. Rafa getting 1 kill will not be enough to Excali taking him down. And Velocity 10-2. This is a 10-round win streak after they lost the first 2 rounds. It's like they downloaded all of Team Tamilas' capabilities in those 2 rounds, and they're just like, okay, map over, let's go next.
Indeed. Yeah, it's a good point there when you talk about the speed of Velocity Gaming's gameplay. Some rounds they went for a straight rush, but that last round they were patient and they waited for Team Tamilas to kind of lose their own patience and leave their defenses into the attacking zone. And that was where a Velocity Gaming picked up majority of the kills. But now moving on, it is the side swap. And Team Tamilas this time will be on the side of attack and Velocity Gaming on the side of defense. If one thing we know is that Velocity Gaming is strongest on the side of attack, judging from most of their games that they have played here on Haven. So let's see how Team Tamilas is going to fare here in the pistol round. They did win the pistol round in the first half, so hope it could be a turn of events here, breaking the 10-round win streak.
I'm gonna tell Antidote he's defending because this man just don't care. He does get taken down, but he's so aggressive. And he has 21 kills right now, so he has every right to be aggressive. Just top fragging out of his mind. Playing absolutely beautiful. But Team Tamilas, they took down Velocity in the pistol rounds before, looking to make their mark once again on the attacking side. But Scally holding down that angle beautifully, getting 3 kills. Stoner and Flex answered back though, and it's still 1v2. Flex trying to just pull out for his team, but Excali, what a beast. That triple kill was absolutely beautiful.
Oh my god, Excali, that triple kill. Oh my god. I was so shocked. I was just looking at it and then the triple kill out of nowhere. Team Tamilas, they didn't check all corners. The Rafa didn't check, but Tag and Zoid, they both appeared, but their aim on Excali just taking them out. Headshot after headshot. And Amaterasu Vibor just there to clean it up. But Team Tamilas, we could give them the benefit of the doubt that this is Velocity Gaming's map pick. Haven, maybe a map that they're not too comfortable with. But Velocity Gaming, it is a lot of dominance. It is pretty much one-sided here at this point. And let's just pull up the scoreboard real quick just to see how everybody's doing. Flex is right at the top. And Antidote leading with 21 kills. You know who to look at. This is why Velocity Gaming has MVPs across the board. But that's going to be Rafa picking up the kill on right to Ace. Picks up right to Ace's gun. Finds another 2 kills. And that's not going to be a 4th as Vibor takes him out. And the last member standing is Antidote. Will he clutch this one out? That's 1. But Flex is right behind. Thrifty round for Team Tamilas. Who would have thought, CA?
Ready to talk about why Team Tamilas should not have gone for the eco right there? Because when you're down 11-2, you really should be looking for the force buy. You don't want to end up going to match point. Team Tamilas like, nah, bro, we're the comeback kings. Watch us do our thing. Just pulling out that thrifty round out of nowhere. Rafa just popping off. That was absolutely amazing. For me, though, this is what I want to see more of Team Tamilas off on a consistent basis. You see how aggressive they played that round? Rafa just walked through Garage using his abilities. That's how you can surprise Velocity and take the fight to them, and that's what I want to see them doing more of. I think Haven might just be a little too far gone, but the next map is where they can carry this momentum forward and try to establish their mark on this series.
I think Team Tamilas were just so aggressive there that kind of caught Velocity Gaming off guard. But, picking up that 1 round is really good for the attackers, but there's still a long, long way to go. 8 rounds. And Rafa finds the first kill onto Excali here. Rafa just going to throw in the curveball, blinding his own teammate. Got to be a little bit careful there, but Flex does pick up the kill. And Antidote falls as Vibor, he picks up a kill, but that is going to be a round for Team Tamilas as Velocity Gaming did go for the eco. So 4 rounds for Team Tamilas, and Velocity Gaming, they could actually look to close this first map in the next round. They will get their buys, so Team Tamilas, they've got to stay focused. They cannot miss a beat if they still want to try to get the win for themselves instead.
Honestly, Team Tamilas is playing with my heart a little bit, and I think the heart of every single viewer out there, because at this point we know what happens when Tamilas starts winning rounds when they're behind like this. We know the comebacks they made, but this is Velocity. Surely not against Velocity they're gonna make an insane comeback. They'll just have to watch, I guess. But right, as you said, the buy rounds, we saw how dominant Velocity looked on the buy rounds, and it's exactly that. Antidote playing so aggressive down A short, getting that kill for himself, making it 5v4. I'm in love with the way Antidote has just blossomed. I really genuinely hope Sage never comes back into the meta, because I don't want to
Same
see
here.
Antidote on the Sage. He's just an absolutely different beast.
Indeed, right? Of all the Sage players, and Amaterasu. What? CA, did you see that? Amaterasu got the kill from the smallest possible opening onto Flex. This is why Velocity Gaming is so tough to beat. This sheer skill, the opportunities they find, the angles they find. We have seen a lot of teams play on Haven. They usually don't go for that angle because it's just so hard to pull off. And it's kind of like a 50-50 chance if the opponent will connect on the true. But that confidence from Amaterasu, the IGL of Velocity Gaming, that is just insane and so good. I'm in awe. And now moving on, Amaterasu just going to throw out the curveball. They have an idea. The Team TAMILAS are looking for the C-long push here. The dark cover from Excali. Amaterasu! What was that spray? And that's going to be a 4K for Amaterasu.
Match
He
point.
sprays through the smoke. Wrong timing, Team TAMILAS. They took a while to set that up. And Amaterasu just caught all of them with that Vandal. Wow, CA.
I mean, Amaterasu just straight up went pop-up scrap right there and just took everybody down. Like, he didn't see anybody here, and you might as well have said that he didn't see anybody with his first kill because that was such a tiny margin. He's just getting everyone with just like pure knowledge and game sense of where they're likely at. Now using the hot hands in combination with the running back to aggressively push, looking to take Team TAMILAS down and finish this map off once and for all. Does get a decent bit of information but no kills. You see Flex on the Sheriff. I believe he has his ultimate. Yeah, he has his ultimate, so he chooses not to buy. And you see the rest of Team TAMILAS with full buys looking to pull it off. Amaterasu once again from Garage. What? Oh my god.
He finds that kill and then, oh my goodness, Amaterasu usually switches between controller picks and duelists. So it's either he's on the Brimstone or he's on the Phoenix. But every time when he's on a more offensive agent, it's so good to watch. Amaterasu comes out of the shadows, picks up the kill on Stoner, and Team TAMILAS are down to 2 members. Amaterasu with the third, it might be the fourth, but Antidote finds the last kill, and the map number 1 goes over to Velocity Gaming. 13-4.
Yeah, I was definitely expecting a fight from Team TAMILAS, but like the way they fought for me is really interesting because they were able to take off the pistol rounds and then that thrifty round later into the segment. Velocity though, they look so consistent on the buy down. So if I was Team TAMILAS right now going into the next map, I'm thinking, guys, the next map we're a lot more comfortable with. We know that Velocity is not necessarily as comfortable with it as they are on Haven, so we have to pull off some absolutely insane surprise play to get the map for ourselves, or at least put up a good fight. But Antidote, what a guy, the MVP, just absolutely popping off.
Antidote had so many frags. He was the main man on leading the charge because Velocity Gaming started out on the side of attack and Antidote was the one to be the entry fragger, picking up all these kills. If you want to learn how to entry frag, I think Antidote is pretty much a really good example of that. And now let's move into AMD's Relive the Moment and we can look at the highlights of what went down in map number 1 of Team TAMILAS versus Velocity Gaming. Now, Team TAMILAS, this is the furthest that they have made in the Challengers series, going all the way up to the quarterfinals. And now they have met the defending champion. It is a tough ask for them to, just straight up take them down, especially on a map pick in favor of Velocity Gaming. So Team TAMILAS, as you mentioned, they won the pistol round, they got a thrifty round, and they managed to get a total of 4. But it's still a long way from coming close to Velocity Gaming. All in all, we have seen some similarities in the team composition. I do feel that Team TAMILAS is on the right track for improvement. Now, in terms of Velocity Gaming and the performance, CA, go ahead and start first because there's an array of things to talk about what we witnessed here.
The X factor for them right now is because, like, while you can look back to Series 1 and look at the way Velocity performed, try to break them down, try to surgically find some sort of weakness in their team, and then come to Series 2 looking to break it down, you're suddenly getting Antidote just running at your face, be like, what weakness? I'm just gonna kill you, bro. Stop. So this sort of X factor coming in from Antidote, I don't think any team was expecting his aggressiveness. So for Team TAMILAS right now, what I would like to see is just a decent fight. I while I do want to see 3 games, I think Velocity is just too good right now. And as you said, Team Tamilas on the right track. They can only progress upwards. So they need more practice. They have the chance to go down to the losers bracket, face off against slightly easier teams, and then come back with a bang trying to take down Velocity. I think this team has a ton of potential. And that's where they need to learn from, because they already took the composition and trying to understand from the best in terms of Velocity. Velocity, on the other hand, the best in India, looking to make their mark and potentially try to become the best in Asia, slowly but surely. This team, like, every time we see them, I feel like there's no way they could get better, but they get better.
Yeah, indeed. It's like as time goes on, they just polish themselves. You know, when Valorant is a relatively new game, so the first time around when we saw, Velocity, their members on the scene, they were already a step ahead of a lot of people. And now when the majority of the competitive scene are getting used to the meta, they're figuring out what works for them, it's like Velocity Gaming has another step ahead of them. Like, they will find a different way to be creative. When you're talking about using skills as a combo, Velocity Gaming was the first team to showcase us that in our tournament. So if they continue in the right direction, it's going to be a tough task to be the ones to take down these defending champions. But overall, congratulations to Velocity Gaming for taking map number 1. And if you want to see Team Tamilas try their best at taking map number 2, which is their map pick, don't go anywhere. Remember to like, subscribe, and click that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we are live. And remember to follow our socials, or you can go shopping to update your setup and all of that. So remember, this is the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 2, powered by AMD, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. We'll be back in 5 minutes with map 2. Stay tuned.
Ultragear gaming monitor.
I never want to make compromises when I play. I need every FPS I can take to perform at my peak. For myself, for my team, as well as for my viewers. Streaming always used to present me with a choice, either FPS or stream quality. I no longer have to make that decision thanks to AMD's 3rd generation Ryzen processors. Now my viewers get to see my gameplay smoothly. Ever since joining the team in 2018, AMD's partnership with Fnatic has given us the latest computer tech to help our performance. 3rd generation Ryzen is now the pinnacle of multi-threaded processor performance, and it's a big step up from everything else I've used before. AMD have listened to our feedback to make sure they make the best products possible so that we can simultaneously play as well as stream at the best setting. That's why I use AMD's 3rd generation Ryzen processors.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 2, powered by AMD, and our media partner is AFK Gaming. We're back with map number 2. Let's not waste any time here, CA, and move straight into the map screen. So the first map was Haven, and Velocity Gaming, they took that first map for themselves. And the second map will be Bind, which Team TAMILAS will take. So what do you think, and how do you think Team TAMILAS should approach this game?
When you think about Team TAMILAS and Bind, you think back to Series 1 and that insane comeback they made. I think they have to channel that energy that they got from that game and those sort of games and pull it back right here, because Bind is definitely one of the maps that we've not got to see as much of velocity on, but it's no longer like the weakness as it was once called in terms of like Series 1. It is just sort of like definitely like the one map you could at least try to take them down on. And it's what Team TAMILAS have found their comfort on. What I'm looking at for Team TAMILAS though is potentially a Reyna coming out for Rafa, because we've seen how good he can be for on that Reyna. And in terms of the rest of the composition, I want to see Zoid being given just a bit more sort of aggressive role. On the Omen, he was a bit more controlled, and Zoid is one of the players I've been looking out for on Team TAMILAS. So I think if he can pop off, he can definitely help Team TAMILAS put up a really good fight against Team Velocity.
Indeed. You know, this map Bind, there has been a lot of argument, okay, for at least in Challengers Series 1. It was said that, you know, Velocity Gaming, they aren't as strong on the Bind map. But in Challengers Series 2, especially the earlier parts, the earlier games, the earlier rounds of the tournament, Velocity Gaming has pulled off some amazing performance on Bind. And it almost feels like, I don't think Bind is a weak point any longer for Velocity Gaming. But for Team TAMILAS, Bind is a map that they're very strong on. And we have seen so much success when it comes to Team TAMILAS. Rafa, he loves the hookah area. He's constantly there. And that's where he always looks to get a lot of frags. And Flex, mostly stationed on A side, he will be looking through Heaven on A side with his operators. So Velocity Gaming and Team TAMILAS, if anything, I think this map will be a lot closer, only because Team TAMILAS is comfortable on this ground. They might be able to take a few more rounds. But if you look at the track record overall, Velocity Gaming, they still kind of have the upper hand as defending champions.
What I'm also really curious about is if Team TAMILAS will pull out that Killjoy, because while we've seen Stoner a lot on the Cypher, and he's a really good Cypher, Killjoy just sort of has been sort of adopted as, if you play it right, the slightly better version of Cypher. I do think Cypher is slightly easier to execute as compared to Killjoy, because you have to get the alarm bot and swarm grenade placement properly, and then once you have the placement, the execution is something that is just as difficult. So if they can sort of pull out that surprise factor against Team Velocity, I think it will give them a huge boost in their chances. On the side of Velocity though, it's as you said, we've seen extremely good performances from them on Bind. It's just they haven't sort of made Bind their home the way Haven is their home. So if you're going to take them down, it has to be here. Now, what I'm really interested about, and something I wasn't expecting, but we have seen before, is the Excali Reyna. The one time we saw Velocity on Bind before in this series, it was Excali on the Reyna, and he just absolutely popped off. So we'll have to see what he's able to do this time.
Indeed, and it seems like Vibor has traded in his Ghost for more utility-based he spent his money on the more of the utility that Cypher can offer. There it is, the cage, and Rapper here coming in, throws the curveball, and we see the setup with the Brimstone smokes from Team TAMILAS. They are on the side of attacking, and Vibor just making use of that spy cam to
Spike
get some
planted.
information about what Team Tamilas is trying to do. But Antidote finds first kill. The spike has been planted, and that's going to be 3 kills for Team Tamilas. Velocity Gaming left to 2 members, but Vibor, he's a man on defense, unfortunately falls to Zoid, and the last man standing is Amaterasu, who has swapped out for a duelist position into the controller, and this is the versatility of him. But Flex is there, picks him up, catches him by surprise, and this first round goes over to Team Tamilas. One thing we can say for sure is that Team Tamilas is pretty strong on the pistol rounds.
Yeah, and I think a major reason for that strength in the pistol rounds is how the fights end up being really chaotic, and they end up being not exactly controlled the way Velocity likes that, and that's exactly what I want to see from Team Tamilas here in this map all around. Like, even if they're playing slow, I want it to be slow chaos, where they're just like approaching one site extremely randomly after they've sort of spread themselves out across the map. If they're playing fast, I want them to hard commit really quickly to a particular site and take the fight to Velocity, because I think playing in a controlled fashion will just not work against Velocity, because they will read and predict every single one of your moves.
Indeed, a little bit of friendly time here. There seems like there's a tech difficulty as one of the members on the side of Team Tamilas isn't able to connect, but not to worry, we'll get into it right away. But let's just hit tab and have a look at the scoreboard and see which players are on what agents. Now, Amaterasu switching up the Phoenix to a Brimstone, and now we have Tag on the Brimstone. So, you know, this thing about, you know, similar team compositions, we see it here. There's no Omen. Both teams are not choosing to play Omen. Brimstone seems to be a lot more advantageous when it comes to the utilization of the smokes. And Rafa will pick up that Phoenix, but Excali is on Reyna. Now, Excali, we see him as that Omen player, as that Raze player, but we've only seen Reyna, you know, like I think one time in this tournament. So Excali here on this Reyna, I'm looking forward to that and what he can pull. I mean, Reyna is that type of agent that's just mindless. You can go mindlessly aggressive. She has the abilities for that. You can reposition yourself. You can heal yourself, as well as, you know, visually impair your opponent. So hopefully, you know, Team Tamilas, they see that what Excali will be able to do to them, and if they have a strategy to stop him, it'll be very evident if they have thought this game through.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think the major reason we see the Brimstone for both the teams as compared to the Omen is the utility of the Molly in being able to clear out the multiple corners that exist in the bind map, and then the factor of having the orbital strike when you're going for the hard push, or when you're going for the retake, or even when you're trying to deny a bomb diffuse. Now, I do believe that, like, the way Team Tamilas approach the game should be way different from the way Velocity approach the game, because for Velocity, it's all about that Reyna pick, as you said. They have Reyna, and then they have Antidote on the classic Jet. I think Antidote more of the entry fragger, as we expect him to be, whereas Reyna, she's gonna, like Excali, he's gonna be more of the slightly controlled fragger, where he's gonna look to clean up the fights, look for the rotations, and then come through. I think for Team Tamilas, they need to just, like, forget the fact that they have similar compositions or similar roles as compared to Velocity, and just go all out bang. Like, I want Rafa popping off. I want him to play really aggressive. I want Flex just sort of stepping it up a little bit in terms of his patience on the operator, and being able to just sort of not, like, force the fights when he doesn't have to. And Zoid is the player I'm once again looking at, because once again he's switching up his style of agent from the Omen to the Sova. His shock darts can be on point on bind, and that's something that I'm going to look to see if he's going to be able to pull off against Velocity.
Indeed, and we just saw Zoid hopping across the screen as well as that Jet, but it seems like the tech difficulty will require some time. So guys, remember, this is the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 2 powered by AMD, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. We'll be back straight to the action once everything is sorted out. So don't go anywhere, stay tuned. All right, and it seems like everything is ready. We are back with the action. Thank goodness it's quick because I am excited for this to start, CA.
What I'm really interested about is while you see buys for all of Team Tamilas, Flex choosing to stay with his Ghost and just he has 2100 in the bank signals to me a potential op buy coming in next round, but that's really curious because they are on the attacking side. But now with the Ares, Zoid almost got the kill, but instead it'll be Amaterasu picking that up and now pushing in really aggressively is the rest of Velocity looking for Team Tamilas. Flex right around this corner looking to get a kill. Oh my god, Flex! Flex, you absolute monster. They didn't line up for him, but the fact that he got the first headshot and then he's able to get the rest, gets his fourth of the round to like end that whole segment off. And Team Tamilas, Flex, oh my god, I did say I wanted Flex to just clean it up a little bit and look better, getting 4. Vibor being patient though will take him down, but this should still be a comfortable round for Tamilas.
Indeed, Flex just pulled off something massive there, but Viborg does get the headshot. Unfortunately, not enough to take Rafa down, and that's going to be 2 rounds for Team Tamilas. This is a pattern here. Map 1, first 2 rounds for the Team Tamilas, and now map number 2. So you can definitely say that they are rather strong when it comes to pistols, accuracy, but that play by Flex right here, dashing into a different position, and Excali was low. And
Right here.
they lined up. Oh my goodness. That was a little bit of a questionable positioning there by Velocity Gaming, but hey, that's just 1 round. Nobody's perfect. But, I don't think Velocity Gaming might make that same kind of mistake. And if they do, Team Tamilas, they'll be sure to capitalize on it because they're very ready to take whatever advantage they can. Amaterasu blinded. Vibor does find the kill onto Rafa. And this is a little bit questionable, but Amaterasu's going to push the smoke. And he finds 1, he finds 2, and he might just find the 3rd. But no, it's going to be Tag that takes him out. 2v4 situation in favor of Velocity Gaming. And this is the bounce back. The moment they have the full buys and weapons, they always dominate. Excali takes out Stoner, and Vibor is going to wrap that up. Going for the A-side push, Vibor took down 2 members, and he's just really strong on the side of defense. So Team Tamilas, they've got to change up the game plan a little bit more here.
Yeah, definitely. I think, as you said, right, once the weapons come through for Velocity, they just look like an entirely different, like, beast altogether. They just look so much more cleaner, and they look more controlled because that's the Velocity you expect. They like to calculate, like, exactly what is the right play, and they like to make the more efficient play, making sure that the enemy team is losing on their behalf. Having said that, we did see most of Team Tamilas not spending last round. I believe it was only Flex who bought, and he's now on the Ghost, but he does have his ultimate, so basically a full buy for the entire Team Tamilas. But Excali, so aggressive, pushing down B Long, able to get 2 kills for himself. Will use the Reyna intangible to walk right out of there. 3 kills for Velocity, 5 versus 2. Oh my god.
The predictions from the side of Velocity Gaming, it's almost like Excali knew that they were going to go for B instead, and pushing B long, picking up those 2 kills with Antidote trailing behind him, finding another for himself. Wow. It's, you did say that Flex went for a Ghost, but we can see here that Tag has gone for a buy. Now this, minute things like this is what can cost your team a lot. So the economy now is going to be severely unbalanced, I feel, for the side of Team Tamilas. Well, the next one, it will definitely be an eco, but that's going to be 2 rounds for Velocity Gaming as they bring the scoreboard even once again. So, pretty similar to the initial scenario that we saw in map 1 coming over to map 2. So you can say that both these teams are pretty consistent in what they do correct and what they do wrong.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's where Team Tamilas needs to make a change, because the last time we saw this happen, it went from 2-2 to 10-2 in the favor of Velocity, and that's not something they can afford whatsoever in the first half. I think as long as they're able to get 5 or even 6 rounds, it would be absolutely amazing for them. 4 even is something I would settle for on the attacking side, but they cannot afford to lose 9 or 10 rounds against Velocity right here. Excali once again playing so aggressive, even gets the 2nd kill. Excali on this Reyna, what a monster.
Indeed, Excali does have the ultimate up. I'm not sure if he's gonna pop it, but that's gonna be a 4K for Excali. Amaterasu comes in, steals his kill, and you can tell that he's mad. They pause for a moment, look each other in the eye. Are you serious? Are you serious, Amaterasu? Excali. Wow. 4K. Fantastic kill. I mean, equal round for Team Tamilas, but come on, Amaterasu, you can't do your boy like that.
Scally is 100% pissed, especially considering he was right around the corner. It is not the case.
Exactly.
Like, the other person is on the other side of the map or something. How did it assume straight up chaosing? And Scally is just looking at him like, bro, like, come on. But 7-2 right now for Excali. That was the eco round for Team Tamilas, so they will be looking to pull back. And they are switching it up a little bit here, just playing it a little slow as they look to make a push onto A once again.
Now, Team Tamilas hovering very close to A side. Seems like not a single member is going to be pushing showers. Now, right to A is always on bath duty. He seems to be close to that area by Antidote this time. Going to try and look for an opportunity, a kill, but right to Ace here. Just looking across, you know, making sure that no one makes it over in A shot. And Team Tamilas, they're taking this one slow, so we are not seeing mindless aggression from Team Tamilas. They know what they're up against. They know they have to take their approach one step at a time.
Pretty close flick coming in from Flex does not land though. So it's still 5v5. It's as you said, both teams just being really slow, really calculated right now. But Vibor opening up the board for Velocity, barely surviving. He has almost no HP. Excali gets another onto Rafa. Now, Team Tamilas looking to make a heavy B push and using the Orbital Strike to push out anybody from the hallway. Stoner getting another, but Orbital Strike is ready for Amaterasu too, and he pops it off, but does not find any member of Team Tamilas. 3v3 right now. Tamilas really need to get that spike down. Just 10 seconds to go. Antidote with the Blade Storm gets one, but Tag knocks him down. Will they be able to plant? It's just 5 seconds left. Going for the plant, but Amaterasu is there to hold it off. Gets the last 2 kills. Amaterasu, their captain, clutches it out.
Amaterasu stepping in the last line of defense for Velocity Gaming. But Team Tamilas, they got really close to getting that spike planted. But, you know, Velocity Gaming, they're always a step ahead. And Stoner there taking out what I believe was a spy cam. And Amaterasu here just picking up that kill. Saw the bullet through the wall. He did get tagged, but took down Flex, the last man standing. 2 rounds in the lead, Velocity Gaming, very strong here. And like I said, I don't feel like Bind is any longer a weak map for Velocity Gaming. They do fairly well here. They're pretty much versed on, you know, different angles, how to play this map. And the reason we kind of figured why Bind is so tough for so many teams is because there's no mid area, and coordinating plays with the transporters is a tough one with the team. Now Rafa, he takes down the Lear, and Excali comes out with the push, and that's going to be 3 kills for Velocity Gaming. And Flex, here in Hooker, looking for that opportunity, realizes that most of his teammates are dead. He's still going to go for this. Now Excali finds a good position there, takes Flex by surprise, but Zoid is there to return the kill. It's a 1v3 situation. He has the spike. Right to Ace, is right round the corner, but Zoid takes him down. Sova to Sova. I'm going to come out on top. That's how Zoid is going to do that. Spike, not planted yet. Does have 47 HP. Now Velocity Gaming, they gotta wait for the plant. And there is the Molly coming in from Amaterasu. And Antidote finds the kill onto Zoid. And this is going to be a safe defuse for Velocity as they bring their scoreline 5-2.
Yeah, Amaterasu, he's just so, he's so smart with the way he approaches the game. Yeah, he's just waiting out the spike plant, and as soon as the spike gets planted, he moves in. We'll see that right here. This is the fake spike plant. He spikes the plant right here. You can see Amaterasu moving in, readying his molly, throws out the molly to cover out 1/2 of the area, and then starts spamming the other half, just enabling Antidote to sneak in and get a free op shot for himself. He's just so smart with the way he approaches the game, and it's sort of like like a game of chess to Amaterasu, not really a game of Valorant. He's able to dictate where, like, his team as 5 pieces able to move and where he expects the other team to move. So just beautiful to watch this player, like, sort of take over the entire map as a whole.
Oh yeah, I mean, Amaterasu as the IGL, you've got to be thinking very critically. And there it is, but Flex is quick to take down Antidote, made a mistake there, and that is going to be a wasted op for Velocity Gaming. But back onto the topic of Amaterasu, I think, you know, critical thinking, you know, something that might seem obvious might not be obvious to many. But to Amaterasu, he's proving that, hey, I know how to play around my opponent's weaknesses. But there it is. It's gonna be the push onto B. Now Rafa with the running back gets the information. Vibor fails to connect his shots. Stoner takes him out with the headshot. And Excali here, he's in B hall, waiting for that right time. Now the cage goes down. Shot down to 10 HP. He can't heal. If he gets this kill, he does. And that's gonna be Excali there. Healed back up, and he's gonna go for the fight. Now the Molly dodges it just by an inch. Team TAMILAS, they've got the spike planted. It's just a matter of defending the spike. 2 players on the side of Velocity Gaming, they gotta go for this retake. And Excali Amaterasu both find kills in unison. It's down to the last 2 members. There's gonna be 3 for Excali. What a play by Velocity Gaming. A 2v4 situation turned completely into their favor.
Can I just say, like, this is honestly, like, fantabulous. Like, I can't think of a better word, because this is fantabulous by Velocity. It's just the way that every single player has the ability to play that sort of duelist and pop the hell off. Excali, we usually see him, as you said before, on the Omen or the Raze. He picks up the Reyna for bind and he's just popping the hell off. We don't see Amaterasu a lot on duelist, but when he's on Haven, he picks up the Phoenix and he pops the hell off. Every single member on Velocity is just absolutely amazing in the way they're able to dominate the entire team. And you can see Excali having his day right here, making bind his map to, like, sort of claim the MVP spot. Team TAMILAS, they look like they could answer back last round, but that just got shut down instantly. And in their eco round, they're just getting absolutely demolished right here. 5-2 for Velocity. As they 7-2 for Velocity as they make it a flawless round for themselves. Oh no.
5 rounds in the lead. That is Velocity Gaming. And now looking at the scoreboard, Excali coming on top with 15 kills, and Flex has 7 for Team TAMILAS. This is a struggle for them, but you can see that Team TAMILAS is still trying. They're still trying to change up their plan. They're approaching every round differently to the best ability that they can. Now Excali, this is why Velocity Gaming, they're usually not in the MVP charts, and that is because every player is so good in itself. They excel very differently in different games, and Excali this time is going to be the MVP. In map 1, it was Antidote. So, you know, to have such well-rounded players that can steal MVP spots, it's just such a strong team. It's almost like they're unbreakable. But 1-for-1 trade there, and it's going to be a 4v4 situation. Amaterasu manages to dodge the shock dart coming out from Zoid. And Team TAMILAS taking this very slowly. Now only 1 member on the side of B. But Velocity Gaming, it almost feels like the predictions are never wrong. And Amaterasu picks up 1 kill, but Rafa's there to return it. And it seems like they might just go for this push instead. Meanwhile, Excali, he's coming in for the rotation. There's Vibor and right to Ace. The wall comes up. Rafa just did not check his corners carefully. And right to Ace picks up that kill. Now Team TAMILAS down 2 members. The orbital strike rains down and tag fights Vibor. It's all down to this 2v1. Flex here has to defend the spike. He is the last attacker standing. And Excali here just playing with his life. But what is Flex doing? Completely just Excali. Okay, I realized what happened. The spike, the defuse. So 1 member from Velocity Gaming went for the defuse. It confused Flex, and Excali picked up the kill on him. So it was right to Ace that went for the defuse, and Flex just kinda glitched out there in the mine, I would say, and Excali picked up the last kill. What do you think about this particular round here, CA?
I think Team TAMILAS is just starting to fall apart a little bit, because it's what I said at first, right? So the way Rafa moved into lamps in A site, he's looking in the spot where you expect the person to be against any normal team, and that's perfectly fine. But this is not any normal team. But what? Oh, Amaterasu!
Amaterasu, what?
God!
What a
You
play!
have to, God.
I
Gets
know
4 for
exactly
himself.
where
Excali,
you
he's
are.
now on the... I really wish Excali was on the hunt to deny Amaterasu his ace the way Amaterasu denied his own. But Stoner will be the person denying it. Instead, Stoner with 2. Stoner looking for the third, but instead Antidote getting it. And oh my god, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, you cannot
Last round
expect
before the half.
Velocity to play the way you expect any normal team to play. You have to know that they already know how normal teams plays and have played better for it. Like the way the positioning of Amaterasu is done, he's expecting that forward dash to come in. And as Flex, if you're doing that forward dash, you have to expect Amaterasu to be there. Playing against Velocity is not just about playing Valorant, it's about playing the mind games, and you can only stand up to them if you're able to match them in those mind games.
Indeed, Amaterasu, 2 4Ks in the same match. Antidote finds the first kill onto Zoid there with the operator. Rafa might just be his next prey, but Antidote's just gonna back off and reposition himself. Now, Team Tamilas, they're pretty spread out. Doesn't seem like it's gonna be a B push, but that is what Velocity Gaming is going to try and predict, putting 3 members there, 2 on B long in case they need to quick rotate. The transporter is there, but Rafa just gonna back off as his location has been revealed by the recon bolt. But Vibor, meanwhile, finds the kill onto Stoner, and there's only 2 members left on the side of Team Tamilas, and all rains down. But Amaterasu gets taken down by Flex, who you did not expect would be lingering on a short. Now it's a 2v2 situation. Rafa shot down to kind of low health. Does not have hot hands available, but the wall is very much ready to be used. And right to A is coming in for the backstep, and Vibor, the man on defense is what we call him. Running back is dropped by Rafa. Vibor quick to take him out. No more ultimate for you. Vibor now, it's all up to him before right to Ace meets up. The
30
firewall
seconds
is
left.
raised,
Player
and
remaining.
Vibor gets taken
Spike
down. That's going to be a
planted.
3K for Rafa. Looks like a turn of events. Team Tamilas, they are still fighting. And this is the last round before the swap. Right to Ace. 1v2 situation. Will he clutch this out? Only has the recon bolt available. He's going to take this one step at a time. Checking lamps. His back is turned. Realizes a bullet just flew by. Right to Ace. He's going to drop that recon bolt. Taking a peek. Spots one. 24 HP left. And that's going to be a 4K for Rafa. As Team Tamilas gets the 3rd round of this match.
Switching
that
sides.
was a pretty impressive round from Team Tamilas.
Yeah, that was pretty good, and that's exactly what I want to see more of, because in this round, they just drop the spike off and they look for the gunfights. Rafa absolutely pops off. This is the Rafa, like, we've known from Series 1. This is the Rafa I want to see more of in the rest of this match, because when Rafa just takes his mind off, like different aspects of the game, focuses on just fragging, he looks like a different player altogether. Team Tamilas, they don't go down 10-2. They're able to pull out a map round for themselves in this map. You see Excali and Rafa leading the charge for their teams. Team Tamilas, they need to continue their trend of winning the pistol in the advantage rounds and then try to win the first buy round, because that's the only way they can even think about pulling off a comeback against Velocity. But now, in this pistol round, Velocity playing really aggressive, going down the B push, and the Cypher, it's not as you expect. The Cypher is on A side.
Now, side swap, as mentioned, Excali here with the pistol. Velocity Gaming going with the attack, and Amaterasu finds the first kill onto Rafa. And this opens up the opportunity to push for the B site. We can see right to Ace will make his way down B long. Excali here on hookah duty with Amaterasu, but they're just going to wait. They're playing some sort of game. There's some mind game. There's some sort of strategy here. Velocity Gaming, they aren't going to run in head on as it will be too predictable. So they're just going to wait for right to Ace and Antidote to get into the right position. And they might just infiltrate in unison, but Tag finds the first kill and Stoner gets another. Vibor takes out Tag and Zoid gets a pick off. Team Tamilas, if you know them, you know that they're strong with pistols, but Vibor is there to try and change the fate of Velocity Gaming in this pistol round. Now right to Ace, trailing behind. Stoner takes down Vibor.
30 seconds
and
left.
last man standing is right to Ace. He's just going to push the cage. And Stoner's there. Triple kill. Team Tamilas, if it's anything, pistol rounds are their domain. I mean, at this point, they're just really consistent at winning pistol rounds.
Yeah, and it's not something that you can take lightly necessarily because this is the best team in the tournament and in India that they're taking the pistol rounds against. Therefore, showcasing like they definitely got the mechanical skill on point. Right here, I find that really funny. Stoner with that headshot on Bibor, and Bibor's hat literally flew off as the cipher case popped up. So, but this is what I was talking about. Team Tamilas, they need the pistol round, they need the round after that, and they need the buy round to even start thinking about any comeback in this map.
It's something about Cypher and his hat. When it gets to both of us, go back into the game, will be an eco for Velocity Gaming and Team Tamilas. They're going for this buy here. Now Stoner just hiding in lamps. Now all of Team Tamilas, they're going for the rotate. Velocity Gaming making this a quick round. If they can get kills, they're just going to get it. But that's going to be a double for Stoner. As Antidote finds the return kill, Rafa, Flex, both pick up one for themselves. And Antidote, last man standing with the Spectre. Not going to get that first kill, but Tag takes him out. Spike has been planted though, however. And that is a good 300 credits for Velocity Gaming. But this will be the 5th round for Team Tamilas. Definitely pulling off a better performance as compared to map number 1. And it's good to see that there's some sort of growth here from Team Tamilas. They are more comfortable on Bind, and it shows even by minuscule differences. It still shows, technically.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's going to be very small advantages that you're able to pick up against like Velocity Gaming, but like it's all about standing up to Velocity Gaming for Team Tamilas right now. They are on the defensive side of Bind on their more favored map, so they do have to start pulling back as many rounds as possible. They've never won this first buy round in like the first map or in the earlier phase of this map, so they have to start making it look different right now. Rafa, he is looking to make a really aggressive push, and with Excali standing right there, steps back at the right moment. Now the drone does get taken down by Excali. Another drone will spot out Rafa as he looks to just move off. The Hawhands just stopping any push coming out from them, as Hookah just being held really well by Team Tamilas, and the rotations now coming in as Team Velocity. They've almost basically committed to side B.
Indeed, and you can see how Excali and Right to Ace, they both used the drones, the layers, looking for an opportunity, but Rafa was quick to stop that push using the hot hands. Now, Team Tamilas just pulling it back, leaving one member on the side of A, and that's going to be their Cypher. So a pretty similar strategy to Velocity Gaming when it comes to defense. Team Tamilas, they definitely have grown. We can see that they have changed. They might be falling short in specific areas, but let's see how they will do in this round in particular. But that's going to be Excali taken down by Zoid, and Team Tamilas looking very confident here on the side of defense, but can they hold that down as Amaterasu picks off Rafa? Antidote finds one, Vibor as well, and that's only going to be 2 members for Team Tamilas try and take this round for their own. Now Velocity Gaming, they're going to get this spike planted with 15 seconds left to spare. And Zoid has to go for this retake with his Brimstone. Now Amaterasu doing shower duty here. Just waiting for the right chance. And Vibor, but Zoid finds the kill on Amaterasu. And we can see Right to Ace coming in from the back, going into showers, changing up his position. But this is going to be a tricky one. And Vibor there finds the kill on Tag. And it seems like Zoid is left alone to fend for himself. But Right to Ace pops out at the right time. It's almost like Vibor knew that Right to Ace... the communication is so strong that Vibor didn't panic at all. He just got the kill, stayed in his position. And Right to Ace, with a very different angle, manages to come up and pick him off. But... good rotation, I would say, from Right to Ace. And that is going to be double digits on the scoreboard in favor of Velocity Gaming. 10-5.
Yeah, Team Tamilas, they looked much better in this buy round than they looked in other buy rounds. But unfortunately, much better just doesn't cut it against Velocity because they're able to clutch through. That TP play from B-Long, absolutely amazing. They waited till the last 30 seconds of the round, and then they made a hard push through that TP, going into A-site and getting the spike planted amongst all the chaos, being able to get the better of Team Tamilas in terms of gunfights. Now they've switched it up entirely once again, going for the A push through A Shars, but Stoner once again holding it down. I do believe Stoner is the top fragger for Team Tamilas right now, and he's just holding it down so well, his own site, and showing us exactly why Team Tamilas is comfortable on Bind.
And Antidote finds that kill onto Flex. Stoner doing a good job here in defense, but Antidote is going to take 2 kills, and that might just be the turning point for Velocity Gaming as they find themselves on top. They're still going to push for the A side. I'm surprised that they're not actually taking the teleporter to go to B instead. But Right to Ace finds a double, and it's pretty much sealed. And that is going to be the third kill from Right to Ace. 11-5. Velocity Gaming so close to the victory and going over to the semifinals.
It's 2 more rounds for Velocity Gaming, and unfortunately, I'm hit with a bit more of deja vu right now from the side of Team Tamilas. They were 5 rounds up when they pulled off that insane comeback on Bind. The other team was that close to winning the game. Can Tamilas do it again? We will just see. But like, Velocity, they just look too dominant, and it's not even like anymore coming down to strategy. It's just coming down to pure gunfights, because like especially the way Antidote was able to get 2 kills right there in Lamps. Both his opponents knew that he was there, but that doesn't matter because Antidote just one taps you and he's able to win that gunfight against you. Velocity, they're just better than Team Tamilas right now, and that's showing in the map.
Indeed, and a very quick push, but it seems like it's an equal round for Team Tamilas. And kills across the board, a huge massacre, leaving it 3-1. Last man standing on the side of Team Tamilas is the Cypher, but Excali must be praising the sky or something, but that is going to be the last kill from Right to Ace. 12-5. Match point for Velocity Gaming. Team Tamilas, you know, this has been a really good match. We see that Team Tamilas can find their strong points, they capitalize on it. They do get a few rounds for themselves, whether it is in map 1 or map 2. But Team Tamilas, this is not the last time that we will see them. They will move over to the lower brackets if they lose this, and they can fight their way back to the top. So for the fans of TT, don't be upset yet. There still is a chance for Team Tamilas, as the quarterfinals is a double elimination. Now Velocity Gaming, let's see how Team Tamilas is going to approach this round. They have nothing to lose at this point. They can just go ham, and there it is. Flex, Rafa, they all find kills. This is the aggression that Team Tamilas pulls out when they don't care about anything, when they're not thinking. And for some reason, it works because Velocity Gaming did not see it coming at all. But Right to Ace with the Hunter's Fury does tag Stoner there. Not going to take him down, but you know, hey, damage is damage. And that leaves Velocity Gaming with only 3 men to try and close this map number 2.
Going to be really difficult, but they did choose to save last round and go for the eco last round, so this is their buy round, and they're 5 versus 3 right now. So Team Tamilas, I really like, I'm genuinely awed by the mentality they have, because most teams going in 11-5 would look to force buy because they don't want to be down on the edge at 12 looking at match point and then looking to pull it back. But Team Tamilas, they go for that play every single time. They believe in themselves to be able to pull it back, and that sort of attitude is what that gets you through this tournament in general. As you said, there is a lower bracket, so that attitude will help them a lot in the lower bracket. The never give up attitude, and that's something I can definitely appreciate in Team Tamilas. Now 4 versus 3. They are looking to make, Velocity is looking to make the push down on B side. Excali throws out the Leer, trying to spot people out. The smoke's coming down, but Tag and Zoid just playing it really patiently. Take them down. Right to Ace gets a kill, but the timer will go down. The spike will not, and that will mean Team Tamilas pulling it black. 12-6. This is what I mean. This team just does not give up.
Team Tamilas, you know, they know that they have nothing to lose, so they're just going crazy ham and taking Velocity Gaming by complete surprise. And you know, you gotta find the balance between strategy and being completely risky. Now Team Tamilas, being risky is actually paying off, and 6 rounds for themselves. I did not expect that, but that's gonna be Team Tamilas here getting that round. 6 is the 12. Hard ask, but Velocity Gaming could pretty much close this as very soon. Now, to get another 6 rounds consecutively for Team Tamilas, that would be a huge upset. And you know, if they do pull it off, right? I'm gonna say I will probably be completely lost for words, and that would be the most insane thing that has ever happened. But moving on here, both teams, they're playing it slow once again, and Team Tamilas, they're not going to go crazy ham again, but Right to Ace with the drone spots out 1, and 3 members, no, make it 4 from Velocity Gaming. They're going for the A side, and the rotation coming in from Team TAMILAS. They have left Excali and Hooker, but it seems like Antidote will find Flex. Rafa takes on one, so the Stoner and Velocity Gaming down to 3 members, and this neural tap has been dropped. Information is given. Amaterasu finds Rafa, one of the best Brimstone players. Tag finds Vibor, 3v2 situation. Excali here hiding on a shot. The spike has been planted. Now, Team TAMILAS, they have to take this very carefully.
It's gonna be an extremely intense diffuse and retake. For 2 members covering the diffuser, Zoid takes down Excali. Team TAMILAS looking to pull it back right now. And I mean, if they pull off this round, it's just absolutely insane. Zoid does take down Amaterasu. They're able to pull it off. I have to say, like, it's about what you said, right? The mix of strategy versus playing, just having fun and playing that risky style where like everyone is just trusting themselves. I think that's where Team TAMILAS are excelling against Velocity. I think in a way to say like a lot of Team TAMILAS fans would like understand is like they're kalakaranga, the way they play this style, like the way they enjoy it. For the others, what I mean is that they're just sort of in flow and they're playing completely amazing. This is what I want to see from them in the lower bracket, because I do think Velocity will clutch this out eventually and surely. So this is the TAMILAS you want to see, the TAMILAS that trusts itself in its plays and does what is right for them, not what is right in the meta in general.
Oh, and Excali finds the kill onto Stoner, right to Ace as well. It looks like they have angered Velocity Gaming here. Location revealed by the spy cam, but the dart has been removed from Excali. Now Antidote here with the Sheriff. Doesn't connect the shot. Rafa gets the kill. 3v3 situation. It could come down to this. Team TAMILAS might not be able to buy enough time for themselves unless they pull off this retake, as the spike has been planted now. Recombo reveals Excali's location. And how is Team TAMILAS going to approach this? But there it is. The spray, 1-for-1 trade. Zoid gets a shotgun kill on right to Ace. Now it's all down to Tag. Last man standing. He's got to get the defuse off. 1v2 situation. It might be over. And there it is. Amaterasu seals the deal for Velocity Gaming as they make it over to the semi-finals. That was a great game. Now, Velocity Gaming, congratulations first of all for winning. One thing I must say is that the growth from Team TAMILAS in Series 1, from not being able to make it past the round of 32, coming into the quarterfinals, meeting up against Velocity Gaming, and taking these rounds for them is really impressive, because if you're talking about how fast they improved as a team, I think the line is pretty steep, CA, and that is going to be Excali with a 307 combat score. Just trailing behind is Amaterasu, who almost kind of caught up, but, you know, Excali, he gets the MVP for this map. Now, 2 very explosive maps between Team TAMILAS and Velocity Gaming. So let's move into AMD's Relive the Moment, look at some of the highlights, and talk about what more went down.
Yeah, for sure. I think Team TAMILAS, as you said, like the improvement they've shown from Series 1 to Series 2, and then even in Series 2, between like the rounds in themselves, is definitely absolutely humongous. Like, even though they lose 2-0 in this series, the fact that they're able to stand up 13-7, I believe was the last score, to Velocity Gaming, the best team in this tournament, is humongous. They just need to continue on their road. I'm not even gonna say that they should not be demotivated by the scoreline, because this never give up team will not be demotivated at all. They're just gonna take it into stride and look towards the WODs and see what they can improve, and I'm sure they will improve. So Team TAMILAS, definitely a team to look out for in the lower bracket, see what they are able to accomplish. For Velocity Gaming, moving on to the semi-finals, the defending champions. Like, I'm getting goosebumps as I say this, because we're just starting to ramp up for what is going to be prime time Velocity facing against the best and being the best.
Indeed, Velocity Gaming's performance today, very flawless. Even though they gave up some rounds, you cannot expect perfection from a team as well. But Velocity Gaming overall, I mean, which team has a member that does the shot calling and is so versatile? I mean, this is, I think Amaterasu is probably the best player that we've seen in this tournament. One of the better ones. To be able to switch from Brimstone to Phoenix and play both these agents very well, because, you know, sometimes we see I mean, you can call them one-trick ponies, right? But it works, and there's nothing wrong with being a one-trick pony. But in terms of versatility, Amaterasu definitely takes the top spot with that. And as for, speaking about one-trick ponies, right? Vibor is one. He plays Cypher, but he plays Cypher to a very amazing extent. And Vibor as a player always steps in and gets multiple frags whenever we don't expect it. So he definitely did do it as well in the last 2 maps. But overall, Antidote dominated in map number 1, and in map number 2 it was Excali. So to have multiple strong players that are able to get the MVP spots just proves that there's a lot more things, there's a lot more components that you have to get better in as a team to beat Velocity Gaming, because they're just so well-rounded in so many aspects.
Definitely. I think that's a huge point, because Excali Reina is not something I necessarily expected coming into Series 2. Now that I've seen more of it on Bind, Excali Reina is something I love, and it's something I want to see a lot more of. And that just goes to show the versatility for Velocity, right? Just when you think you've caught up to Velocity, become as good as them, they'll pull out yet another strategy, yet another gem in their gameplay, and just once again prove that they're always a few steps ahead of you. And that few steps ahead of you is what, that thought process is what I remember every single time I think of Amaterasu. Because when in this game does it not look like Velocity, they're just few steps ahead of every single team. Amaterasu is the way he's able to predict. I want coaching classes from him. I want you to teach me this sort of how you're able to adapt in game, because as casters it's easy for us to look at everything and understand the game sense, understand what is going on, but as a player to be in the game and not just understand what is going on but to lead your team while doing the same, now that I think is a value that is very rare to find in any player.
I think that's what's really important. For the team to stay on the same page, you need an IGL. You need somebody to be calling the shots, so everybody is on the same spot. And the fact that it is consistently Amaterasu, changing it up, they go with his calls and everything. He is definitely setting up his team for success. But overall, congratulations to Velocity Gaming for making it over to the semifinals. And for fans of Team TAMILAS, this is not the last time that you will see them. They will be in the lower brackets, and we will definitely stream it as well tomorrow. So now that is going to be the end of the first game, concluding Velocity Gaming's entrance into the semifinals. We will have the second half at 7 p.m. and that will be Noble Esports versus GODPARTICLES. That is one to watch because pretty tight matchup. All right, so thank you guys. This is the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 2, powered by AMD, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. Remember to like this stream and subscribe. Click that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we are live. You can stay up to date and watch all the matches that we are streaming. Do follow our socials. We have updates there as well. And if you want to upgrade your setup or treat yourself, we have links in the description for shopping. And without further ado, we are going to close this first half. My name is Apollonia. I was your host and caster. And joining me is CA, caster, and analyst. So see you guys in the second half. Take care.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. Take my hand, and we don't need to do the things we don't want to do. Baby, while we're young,